occasionally we'll get to double dip on the show. Occasionally we'll get, where we're like, do we go deal with this douchebag or this douchebag? And then in other cases, the douchebags get together and we don't have to, it's one-stop shopping. For the record, that's Steven Crowder. That's the guy who's on the receiving end of like a right-wing ass rimming from this guy to cover for the fact that he's apparently showing his dick to people at work and screaming at his wife. That's the guy. That's that guy. And of course, apparently they're circling the wagons on the right. This part of this, I guess, is why they're getting together. I mean, if that's where you're running to, it's one thing. But I think actually, from the look of this, Alex Jones is in Steven Crowder's studio, because that's the background for Steven's desk. And this is the chair in the other side where the guests or the primary, mook or whoever he has on there sits, right? He'll bring on, Nick DiPaolo or any of his like comic friends or whatever. And they sit there and they just kind of do color commentary, right? It looks like that's where they are, but we'll see.
Well, the one thing I would caution with Tucker Carlson is make sure you have the right people around you. And you know what? This is one of the...
Yes, give him some advice. Yes, Tucker, make sure you have the right people around you, like a wife who will take your shit and staff who will let you show them your penis.
Those things often, even when we hire here, and early on, sometimes we made some where you would just have like hiring firms and they would say, as long as someone's qualified. I said, nope, they've got to be on board with the cause. They've got to be on board with the beliefs. That's first and foremost, regardless of.
Yes, you're going to work for a douchebag. It's important that you're a fellow douchebag. Agreed. As a matter of fact, I would argue when this article came out about what a shitheel he was at work, in defense of that situation, you know who you went to work for. It's like going to work for Alex Jones and getting complaining you're getting screamed at. Sorry. People, like the concept of so desperate for a job that you went to work as a gopher for Steven Crowder and you didn't like the language you heard off air. No. We have too many jobs open. No. You wanted a part of that, but you just didn't feel included, so you decided to out-douche him.
Technical qualifications, because if you have people around you who don't agree with your vision of freedom and your idea of freedom of speech.
Right, and once Fox fired his head writer for, posting on racist message boards under a fake name, that should have been a warning.
Those are not people who...
No, I totally agree.
But the issue...
No, I'm totally
here is, so I think it might be a good thing in that he's freed from the shackles of Fox News, which if you...
Yes, it's slavery, really. I think it's a great analogy. He was a slave to $30 million a year or wherever the fuck he was getting.
Probably look at some of these leaks and him complaining about Fox Nation. What I see, we talked about that, is I've been through this, by the way, right? True North for me is always the viewer. It's always the person.
Well, Rumble is meaning well, and they're great, and they're not censoring. They've done a great platform, but when you send them 3-4 million people at once, they can't handle it. Only YouTube can handle it. They're upgrading. They're dealing with it.
Yeah.
You bitch on air. Like,
right.
I love you, Rumble, but God dog it.
But you know what the difference is? This. They go, yeah.
I love you, Rumble, but it's shit. You're really just shit technology, and you're doubling the numbers, and you're faking how many people are there. And you talk about what a shithole it is, and how they, it's great you can get these 3 million, 4 million people, but you can't. None of them can watch it all at once. And even then, what was I talking about?
We're doing this. We're patching this. We're trying. Whereas I've worked with other companies, and of course, people can take their guess.
No, you heard him. Fox won't fix it.
Yeah, they're not interested in it. There are people who are interested in separating you, the viewer or the listener, from your dollar, right?
Yeah, he's sitting right across from you in your studio, selling dick pills with lead in them.
Just for a profit. And then there are people who are looking to serve you. I can say this about Alex Jones. He's looking to serve you.
No, he isn't. Yeah, he's looking to serve you up.
Actually do matter to him. With us, our arguments were always on behalf of the viewer. And that's what I see with Tucker. I see him going, it doesn't work. He's not saying it doesn't work. Screw you guys. He's saying, let's just put it on YouTube.
Well, I think that's a form of sabotage, though, because you've got executives that don't want all this radical, badass, cutting edge stuff to take off.
Yeah, the whole point is they're trying to kill independent media by maximizing the size of their audience, which I would never do at the expense of anybody else.
then they won't allot the servers.
By the way, you're watching Hal Sparks Mega Worldwide. Like, subscribe, give a thumbs up, support the show. We have over 50,000 subscribers. Real human beings. Not bought. Not faked. Not a server farm in India or anything like that. Just, I don't know why I felt like bringing that up, but
When Tucker sends 1 million views,
I don't think it's Sabbath. Look, I don't think they know how to make it work. Look, I've used Fox Nation. I don't think they know how to make it work. It's just not very good.
so you agree with his criticism of it because it's ass, and you think that his release that they're going after him to release. All right, never mind. Is this the same shit where he does the like looped? It is. He's gonna. Why the fuck he's sitting?
all are under attack right now because we've got the biggest shows, and
Yeah, that's why we're doing great. That's why we're on Rumble, which is ass.
trying to see Fox News working and leaking these videos off the satellite feed of him.
Yeah.
He's not supposed to disparage anybody under his contract, but they're openly disparaging him. What do you think's going on?
Well, we talked about it on our show. You have a little more inside baseball. Look,
Yeah, because you've got a satellite dish. What the fuck are you talking about?
this is what happens, right? It's a soft way of attacking people. These
It is. It's gentle. It's the light caress of an attack.
disparagement. And by the way, you have that anywhere. I think every time you come in here, there's an NDA because you can't tell people where our address is, right? And people want to harm folks. So I understand the reason for it, and I think they're important, especially in the realm of comedy and creativity.
But you can't have an NDA with somebody and then you attack where they live.
No, you can't have a non-disparagement clause and then you do that. But you can if you say, I have no idea who leaked this. And then if you have no idea who leaked it, you have no idea who edited it out of context, which
Right, that's what it is. And that's the thing. It's edited out of context, and it was leaked in that form. Just the whole thing came out, and if they would just show all of it, it'd be...
which is what could be. And by the way, with Tucker, my guess is they probably have something worse. They're hoping people defend it, and then they have something more embarrassing.
Exactly.
Uh-huh. So that, is that him giving the
If you
finger
have
on
no
screen?
idea who leaked it, you have no idea who edited it out of context, which is what could be. And by the way, with Tucker, my guess is they probably have something worse. They're hoping people defend it, and then they have something more embarrassing.
Oh, and that's, by the way, that's him saying, hey, media matters for America, go fuck yourself. Like, none of that would hurt him with his audience. As a matter of fact, that's a clip that Tucker would release.
Exactly, because what they put out is not bad.
No, honestly, it's not bad at all. If anything, they put out a redemption arc when you read his text. I apologize.
It is a redemption arc. It's true. It's one of the best origin stories in early evening opinion-based cable news.
As my dog is licking himself right next to you. I know it's incredibly distracting.
No, well, the dog's really nice.
Yeah, I know. But hey, Joe Lewis, come on, stop going to town. We're talking about gender theory here. He's this.
Joe Lewis, I got treats for you. Come here.
Oh, come on. But you don't, though.
I gave him some
We
food.
live by his mercy. Don't you just think about when we live with these wild
boy
beasts?
right here, boy.
Talk about that, how we've domesticated animals. If you want to talk about proof of God, think of, these are our eyes and ears. I mean, I have an alarm system, and this guy detects something long before the Ring doorbell just decides to glitch out. With Tucker Carlson, look.
Yes, proof of God that man negotiated a food and safety relationship with another animal, and none of the other ones. I think is that it, are you saying that the people who cry out and in anger at God while they're being eaten by a shark are just they're unappreciative, or they lack faith?
This guy, and I will say this. There are several things at play here. Here's the deal. I do have a concern with Tucker Carlson because he is leaving a platform where the median viewership is like 72. A lot of them don't know where to find the internet. And podcasting is difficult to do. As you know, it's very different when you don't have a whole team of like 46 writers, right? You have producers, you have people who help you.
And you have to pay for the infrastructure.
You have to pay for the infrastructure. It's sync.
Or it's a fucking podcast. Just talk. The infrastructure. Jesus Christ.
Swim by yourself. So I don't know how he will do, but I think he's a power.
He's independently wealthy, dumb fuck. He's been stacking millions on millions for the last decade.
Powerful enough voice that he certainly has a chance at bat. What they're trying to do right now is eliminate his chance at bat before he gets started.
Exactly. And what's ridiculous is
your show, this conversation, your shirt, your weird thing with the dog where you tell the dog you have a treat, and it's bad enough when people fake the throw.
they've already lost half their viewers over this because it had bigger numbers than they were claiming. And
Yeah, they lost, like, they stopped paying for the bots that watched his show.
He's begging to be let out.
You mean Jesse Waters isn't bringing him in like Tucker Carlson? I'll be right back.
No, he's not. And so this is their idea. Well, let's hurt Tucker. Even if they brought out real stuff that was bad, it would help him. But bringing out the stuff he's talking about is we shouldn't have white people ganging up in gangs and beating people up.
Yeah, that's not what he said. He said that's not how white people fight, as if, I guess the extrapolation is that the implication or the inference on his part would be that that's how everybody else does who aren't white, and there you go.
That's not very nice. We shouldn't beat up Antifa even though they gang up on people and do that.
Yeah.
When you've got an epidemic of black on white crime, we don't blame all black people, but there's a minority of young.
Oh, fuck off! Like these douchebags. Nah, I'm done. Like the idea that we're actually going to garner anything of worth from those two assholes. Ick. We will enjoy for just one moment that it has come to this. Alex Jones, who's lost $1 billion, and Steven Crowder, who's lost a big chunk of his crowd, ironically enough, I suppose, and is dealing with the entire like right-wing indie media sphere joining in the dog pile on him right now, or all they've got is each other. So we can just kind of just enjoy that for a second. And then let off some of the tension. And again, this is a situation where these people were supposed to be winning. If you listen to them, like beyond 2020, the last election was going to be the fucking turning point. The American people stood up. This is it. They're sick of Joe Biden. They're sick of this thing. And the border and all this guy. The world is terrible. And inflation and all these headwinds should be filling their fucking sails. And nothing. I just think it's great.